What's going on, RotoBallers? Dave here, and I'm back, this time with 3 wideouts who I feel like we are much higher on here at RotoBaller with our award-winning rankers, as opposed to consensus ADP, which means we like these dudes a whole heck of a lot more than the general public, which means you guys can be snaking your league mates when they're expecting this guy to be available a round and a half later. You're like, I ain't gonna pass up these targets. So, here are the 3 wide receivers who I've identified, our rankers love, and I, Dave, love. Let's start with one of my favorites, Jameson Williams. I absolutely love that our rankers keep moving him up. He's currently 39th overall in our flex rankings, and this because the dude was a monster down the stretch. I mean, he was averaging between 7 and 9 targets a game. I think out of all of the number 2 wide receivers, not named Devontae Adams and T. Higgins, Jameson Williams is like my favorite. Like, I'm putting him above Devonta Smith. Our rankers also agree with that. Just one spot. I think it's close. But I think we've seen improvement every single year with Jamo. And I think they really need a dude who can do it all. He's already mentioned to the press that they're having him run all kinds of new routes because I think he's finally proved himself to the staff, right? This was a guy who we all thought could have been the best wide receiver in that draft class. Just had some problems, then he got injured, some off the field issues, but it looks like this might be the year he can put it all together. Absolutely love Jameson Williams. Then we have Tetairoa McMillan. We have him at 57th. Consensus rankings has him at 64th, so a bit of a difference there. We are definitely one of the highest sites on him. And look, if you've been following me, which if you're not already following me on TikTok, go ahead and do so at RotoBaller NFL. I'm the Roto's official TikTok guy. But what I've been preaching all offseason is I kind of think we're sleeping on the Panthers. I think Bryce Young showed us last season he could develop still into that guy we thought he was when he went first overall. And all they were missing, I think, in this offense was a true alpha. And they went out and they got the biggest ex-alpha in this draft class, in my opinion, Tetairoa McMillan. This dude's a human highlight reel. I think this is the piece they've been missing. I think we've seen huge fantasy success from old man Adam Thielen in this offense. You're telling me Tetairoa McMillan can immediately step in this and command like a 28 to 30% target share? Absolutely. So if Bryce Young takes another step, he's taking Tet with him. I love Tetairoa McMillan for where he's going, especially if you're playing like a hero wideout build, which isn't as popular, but I've been doing it lately, just packing in those running backs, getting an elite quarterback. Maybe you start with like a CeeDee Lamb, and then boom, Tetairoa McMillan slots in perfectly as your wide receiver too. Finally, a player we have ranked a whole 16 spots above consensus. I love it because this is another team and another quarterback I mentioned on this very channel everybody's sleeping on. The player, Calvin Ridley. The team, the Titans. The QB, Cam Ward. Okay, this is another player you're getting a very cheap number 1 on a team who has a ceiling. Absolutely. Calvin Ridley does not have the same amount of miles as him according to his age that other wideouts do. The dude wasn't in the league for like a year and a half. He got injured, then he got suspended. So he's kind of like in his late 20s, but his football age is probably closer to 26, 27. And the dude was always an elite route runner. I think last year, it cannot be overstated how bad Will Levis was. Will Levis's weaknesses are Cam Ward's strengths. I mentioned this on the channel maybe like a week or 2 ago about QBs I feel like are being undervalued in fantasy, and I think in football in general. Cam Ward goes first overall, leads college football in touchdown passes, and it's like no one cares. I care, and I care that you can get his number 1 target. I mean, dude's a touchdown maker. Dude throws an amazing deep ball. These are all Calvin Ridley strengths. I really feel like Calvin Ridley could be the steal of this year's draft. So there you have it. Calvin Ridley, Tetairoa McMillan. He'll make you millions if you draft him in best ball. And Jameson Williams. So there you go. Williams, McMillan, Ridley. Draft him. Absolute steals. Our award-winning rankers agree. Who are 3 wide receivers that you feel like are being undervalued? Throw those in the comments. Throw a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you next week.